Okay, hello YouTube. This is Jarl DM. We're going to be running part 6 of the Horns of Cerunnos. This one is called King of the Castle. So last time the group reached an ancient Jotun fortress and they killed a couple of Draugr who are undead Jotun and had since taken a bit of a rest, had found some nice magical gear, and are going to continue on today. So I'll get my players to introduce themselves. Start from the left with Dan, please.
Alright, my name's Dan. I'll be playing Aragast. He's a Eldritch Knight Frost Giant, and he's basically your meat shield. And I'm here today brought to you by Not Your Father's Root Beer.
Okie doke. Chris?
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I'll be playing Cirque Bastardborn, Paladin, half Jotun.
Okie doke. Ian?
Ian here, Fantastic Dimensions. I am playing Osvalder Halfdanson, Skald.
Oswelder.
Osvalder Halfdanson.
Cool, yeah. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Whitey?
Good evening, everyone. Whitey here. And tonight I'm playing Tostig Sigmarsson, a Huskal, champion Huskal.
Very good. And Ryan?
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan from Nerdarchy, and I'll be playing Nock Rune Thief, a wizard diviner who's a surly little dwarven man, and not as in dwarf, but as in human dwarf.
Okie doke. So I'm going to say for the sake of expediency that Nock eventually followed you guys into the castle and was able to somehow traverse those stairs.
Those stumpy little legs, it was so difficult.
Yeah, maybe some sort of magic or something.
He's got climbing gear with him when he comes up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are in that room still. I guess you got a good night's sleep, or a good day's sleep probably. And you've acquired quite a bit of magical gear. What is the plan now?
Well, we were going to... Did we clear this entire floor? We haven't yet, no?
Nope.
No, we wanted to... That was what we planned to do anyway, was to clear the rest of this level before going up any further. Has that plan changed? Anybody?
I don't know, what do you make
Well,
of these
sounds like a plan.
creatures? And do you think that the King of the Frost Giants could really be here?
Nah, come on.
Well, seems likely if his friends are here.
Was there much sort of evidence to be around to intimate that that would be the case?
So they these Draugr or whatever, it made a lot of noise about their king. Especially the first one that they awoke, kind of thought it was unthinkable that he wouldn't be here. And it was quite strange that humans were in the castle.
But
Yeah, I think the second one even said that he wouldn't have awoken if the king wasn't there.
But it could be some sort of like they could have been in some sort of stasis, and their king could have not been, and so he could have just passed on in years. Like, historically, does it seem like they, like, would I have a sense of by clues that maybe things that they've said that of how long they might have been asleep for?
well,
It seemed impossible to gauge, but the King of the Frost Giants, if it's truly the king, it seems unlikely that he would die of old age.
Yeah, so you guys know definitely that Jotun don't die of old age. They can't. They don't die of any natural causes, only in battle.
okay. Well, if the King of the Frost Giants is here, we got to kill him anyway, right? Because he's a Frost Giant scumbag. No offense.
No offense. but
Some
I
of
think
our
that
best
would be
party
beyond-
members are Frost Giants,
They're,
Frostborn.
they're half giants, and you can't choose your parentage.
If the King of the Frost Giants is here, I think he might be a little beyond our capabilities at this point.
What are you talking about? That sounds suspiciously like metagaming.
So, so I would have kind of taken some time to investigate the magical gear we found and sort of handle it and see if I can divine their origins, the sources of their power, and impart that to the party to add to our overall capabilities.
Sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Okay, so basically, being a diviner, I probably would have been very interested in the magical gear we would have come across,
Right.
and I would have spent some time sort of investigating it, analyzing it, and seeing what could add to our capabilities.
Okay,
as a
so
party.
all the gear that you guys found is enchanted in the same way, and it's basically give me a Arcana check. Okay.
Sure, my new and improved Arcana. Let's see, efficiency bonuses and whatnot. All right, Arcana +7. Let's roll that die. Okay. Ooh, that's a 15.
Okay, just good enough. So you know that this is like how the Jotun made their weapons, that they all gave off this sort of icy chill. And so all the weapons that you found are basically +1 weapon that also do an extra dice of weapon damage in cold damage.
I kind of
A
chuckle.
longsword that does 1d8 cold on top.
I chuckle and say these will be quite useful against creatures of the cold and the cold weather climes. All right, where to next?
So do you guys want to move on, or do you want to chill out?
Oh,
Chill out. Yeah.
It's definitely chilly.
We must keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should investigate the rest of this castle, right? I mean, we're here
Yeah,
to
agreed.
claim this castle. It's going to be our own. So if we run into a king of the frost giants, if we absolutely have to, we can strategically withdraw to live to fight another day. But never
I
know.
think in your lingua you would admit that would be accepting defeat.
Yeah, like I
It's
guess
not enough.
bravely running away is still brave.
Yeah.
The bards will not tell a tale of that tactical retreat that you mentioned.
Old Saraswalder.
Strategic withdrawal.
It would be simply regrouping to come back and kick the arse off that frost giant later. That's all.
You must grow some long legs then, my friend.
Yeah, look who's talking.
Well, come on then. Let's look around this place.
All right, so back in that corridor, so all the rooms, as you know, are Jotun size, as in the ceilings are minimum of 50 foot, and they're probably about 30 foot wide. These are just normal corridors, nothing special, whatever. So moving further in direction, you can see that down the end of this corridor, not too far away, there are actually torches lit.
Ooh.
Feeling like the size of a cat as I move about these cavernous spaces.
Yeah, I mean, for you, not particularly noticeable how enormous they all are.
It's like being in a clearing, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Given the last room, Sirg is actually going to proceed forward, like sword drawn, kind of cautiously doing the battle crawl move.
Sure.
That's a very good idea. Yeah.
And I'll do the same. If he's on one side, I'll be on the other side with my shield and my spear kind of readied.
I will be firmly and bravely in the middle, as always.
Yeah, as far away from any sort of actual front or back or side as possible.
Physical harm, yes, I'm averse to physical harm.
All right, so approaching these torches, you see that they are in sconces on the wall and that they are lit with just your normal everyday flame.
Really? I mean, how long does a torch usually burn for before it goes out? They can't just be normal torches unless somebody came through here and lit them, this morning or last night, right?
Like the first guy we bumped into, maybe.
Right? Maybe. Seems very strange.
Well,
So-
then if someone lit them, let's go find him.
Well, I'll kind of like look kind of at the base for like, you know, the normal things one would find around burning flames, like ash and things like that. Just curious if like somebody's here like maintaining the building.
Sure. Gives a investigation, I guess.
Sure. Roll that up. Nope, don't see it. I step right over it, sweep it with my feet.
It's too dark. You can't see anything.
Yeah, precisely.
But yeah, they seem to be regular, everyday torches just lit. And they're now spaced probably every 30 feet.
Does it seem like this corridor leads someplace in particular?
Yeah, it definitely does. You can see up ahead that it opens up into like quite a large dark room. Like a ways ahead, probably about 100, 200 feet, 150 feet, let's say.
Alright, I'll continue forward cautiously unless somebody says something.
All right. So Argast, you see littered on the ground bones, Jotun bones.
So it seems to be like full-size giant bones.
Both sides, yeah.
And I'll kind of raise a hand and kind of motion for Serg to come closer to inspect this.
Okay. I'll move forward and take a look. Is there anything that stands out?
The bones are totally clean, but which would imply they've been here a very long time. And there is quite a dramatic sort of hole in the skull, like it's been caved.
Is the radius or ulna still intact?
Arm bones?
Yeah, your forearm.
Yeah.
It's the small
It is.
bones inside there. I'm gonna try and see if I can break it. If I can break it, that means it's old and dry.
Okay.
Wait.
So-
I see him. Well, unless you're a distance away, I'm going to try to stay him because I could at least kind of try and identify the puncture, maybe? I have investigation, if that's... I don't know what else you would use.
I do too. I'm kind of investigating freely before rolling.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So on the skull, you could definitely like investigate further if you wanted to. If you want to try and break that bone, give me a strength check.
Okay. Oh, jeez. 24. That's a natural 20.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. So that you managed to crack it a little bit, so it starts to snap. But it's definitely difficult. It's a lot of work going into it. You're starting to sweat a little bit, and then it starts to crack. You hear like a rumbling, and some of the bones begin to shake.
Okay. Step back and draw my sword then.
Okay. Yeah, so they continue to shake and rumble, and the skull kind of rolls lazily in the direction of the arm, and then attaches, and then it rolls away from that again and rolls in the direction of the spine, and eventually, very slowly, it starts to assemble itself.
Huh.
Ready your blades.
Yep.
Ready your blades, it's time to swing.
I start backpedaling away from the assembling skeleton, the Voltron skeleton, if you will.
Yeah, so it assembles and it turns into this kind of shambolic skeleton giant, 30-odd feet tall.
I throw my axe at it immediately.
All right, go for it.
Nice strike as well.
And let's do initiative too.
Plus, that's a 23. Actually, probably a 24. Yeah, because I haven't upped my attack punches either. 24.
Okay.
And damage on that would be 4 plus 3, 7 points damage. And I'll roll my initiative. which is 17 plus 3, 20.
Oh, I thought you were 24. Okay. So 20 is Fast Welder. 13 for knock. 18. 18 for
10 for Tostig.
10 Tustig. And Arias?
I probably would have attacked, but so I don't know if you want to take that as initiative or an attack roll.
Yeah, so first one's attack roll, that's fine, and then your initiative is what, 9?
Yep, 9.
Okay, no problem. So I've taken that damage into account, and yours is fire, right, Ian?
No, that was my hand axe.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm still standing a little ways away. I mean, I'll draw my spear, but
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So then top of the order is Oswalder.
Okay. I will start to utter a battle chant and grant bardic inspiration to Aragast. No, screw that. I'll give it to Tostig. He might need it more. And looking at this giant skeleton, yeah, I'll curse at it and charge it and try to stab it with my spear.
Okay, go for it.
I hate giants. Where's the damage die? Here we go. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta add this too. Let's see. Well, that's not gonna hit anyway. That's only an 11.
Yeah, okay. So I guess you just skids off or something, and you don't quite manage to make the mark. Hit the mark.
Yep. Glancing blow.
Mhm.
Curse and raise my shield.
Okay, Sirk.
Okay. I am going to kind of like lean into the sword. Everybody in the group can kind of tell that Serg and the greatsword are not used to each other quite yet. He's never had a blade that's actually been forged his size, so like his stance looks a little off, and he almost goes in with like an axe swing, and he's just going to try and drive the thing right into its shoulder. That is a 20 to hit.
To hit.
Okay, and then he's going to pull it and then swing around for the second hit, which will be 26 for that one.
Yep, 2 hits.
Okay, and need another d6. Okay. 12, 17 points of damage for the first. And then for the second, as he comes in, he will say, hey, back to the foul depths that you've come from. And he's actually going to expend a smite with that one.
Sure.
Which his smite actually, for anybody who's onlooking, you're going to see like a glowing aura kind of come across the blade, and it's going to start to, the glow will start to turn to almost a cold look, and it'll look like his sword is almost made of like an ice shard as it swings in. So 7, 10, 15 points of regular damage, and the smite is 9, 11 points of damage. Do I need to roll the cold damage? Because I forgot to roll that for both of them.
He is immune.
Okay.
That was, would you say 17 points of radiant?
11 points of radiant,
11.
17 normal.
Okay, no problem. All right, so that hurts it. It looks like it's letting out a noise, but nothing happens. It opens its jaw, though. And then it's going to be Nock's turn.
All right. Let's see here. So the runes around my wrist glow as I launch a fiery orb at it. And let me be lucky here. And I saw that this bags of bones and stones rattling and growing. Let me see. Yes, I will get lucky. So that's a 16 on the die, 23 AC.
Yep.
All right, 14 points of fire.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, definitely not keen on that.
I definitely back away into a defensible behind party member position.
Okay, sure. So it goes next, and it just tries to launch this kick in the direction of Searg. So I'm going to need to. Oh, this. Okay. 5 and 9. It's going to miss that attack, and it's going to try and punch it again. And miss again. So it's just really clumsily, very slowly trying to. And you're easily able to jump out of the way of it. Okay, so then it is Tostig.
Okay, Tostig will come in attacking, swinging this new sword that he's named after the guy that he got it from, Jack. So he's going to use this sword against their master. So, and he comes in swinging right and left. Obviously going for the legs because he's not a big bloke. He's not a giant. So let's give it a couple of swings. Oof. That looks good.
Yep.
That's a crit and then a 20.
So yeah, 2 hits. So I guess 3 damage dice. Oh no,
Yep.
more than that. Because you get the D8 of it's cold. So he's immune to cold. So it's 3 damage dice.
And does my bonus go on top of each of those, or just reverse?
On your attack bonus goes on each.
Okay, so there's +5 on each of those. So 15, 19, 22, 25.
Very nice.
Whitey, I don't know if you
Yep.
heard, if you were away from your keyboard or not, when I said I gave you Bardic Inspiration as well, okay?
What did that do again? Give me plus to hit.
That gives you an extra D8 that you can spend anytime over the next 10 minutes on a attack roll, a skill check. You can use it to add to your defense, your armor class in the defensive moment, or you can add it to your damage roll as well. But you're going to use it once, but yeah.
Damage on a crit might be a very good thing to be inspired by. Just saying.
You would roll twice, I guess, right?
Well, that's up to you. I wouldn't
Sure.
think so, but
Sounds fun.
go for it. So if you want, you can add
Say
2
it's
more
all the
D8
dice
to your
get to
damage.
be rolled twice.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because I think even on a sneak attack, you get to roll the dice for the crit.
You're right,
So-
you do.
You do,
So, yeah, why not?
So another 2d8s if you want to use it.
Yeah, let's give it.
Seems like a good
Let's give it
opportunity
some.
to.
Yeah, 2d8 coming up. Roll.
So, yeah, Ryan, I never even thought about that. So.
Clear. Roll. Oh, wiped them all off. 1, 2. Start again. There we go. So,
You did 25 before, so does that make it
Yep.
34?
yeah, 34. Whoa.
Very nice.
Shards
Alright.
flying off everywhere.
Yeah, so you smash through a leg, and it kind of stumbles to the ground. It's still going, but it's very significantly less mobile than it was. Aragast.
Alright, and with that, I'm feeling kind of ill-equipped to fight this creature, since pretty much all my weapons are piercing. But with it stumbling about, I'll still try to stick it in the head a couple times with my spear, just break that skull up. So let's see, that's 10 and a 25.
Okay, 25 hits.
So 13 points of damage as I kind of ram the spear through its skull.
All right. Yeah, it goes through and hits air on the other side, and then you pull it back out. The thing is kind of lazily still trying to fight, but it's definitely not feeling good. Oswalder.
Okay, well, Oswalder is encouraged by his companion's success, so I will just make a thrust at the pelvic area with my spear. That's my signature giant move. That should hit. That's a 22.
Yep.
So that does 8 points of piercing damage, and 10 points of fire damage.
Okay, very nice. It's hanging on, but it's very close. Sir?
I would like to actually use my bonus action then to, as I'm still chanting this battle chant, to grant inspiration to Sirg.
Perfect. Okay. Since he's kind of stayed on top of me, I'm going to go ahead and go in for another strike, or 2 strikes rather.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go ahead and use the inspiration on one of those attack rolls. So that's a total of 21 now, and 11 for the second.
Okay, so 21 hits.
Okay. And you said the cold is immune to, so I won't bother with that. 23 points of damage.
Okay. All right, so he's very nearly dead. All right, yeah, you smash, leaving like a even bigger hole in the skull. It's mostly jaw now, but the thing makes one final action, which is to try and punch you. And it fails miserably. And then it dies. Alright, good work, guys. So it just falls apart embarrassingly quickly and without any sort of actual effect, missing every single attack it makes. So, yeah, so the skeleton falls back to its to bits or whatever, and it is quiet again.
I'm going to take some frost giant bone because I'm sure in augury that should be super helpful. Maybe some of that powdered up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, not very much
Yeah,
because I can barely carry anything.
maybe a finger bone or something, yeah.
And some dust. I'm sure if somebody hit it with a bludgeon, there's some dust happening.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of look at it as undead giants, and I thought they couldn't get any more profane.
Alright, so you want to keep going?
Sirg is actually gonna stay for a minute over the body, and he's gonna kind of concentrate on the left remains of it, and he's gonna actually open his mind to see if he can sense evil or anything. What is it? Divine sense.
Okay.
So within 60 feet, do I detect anything that is undead? Let me pull it up.
I think celestial, fey, or
Yeah,
fiend.
it's celestial, fiend, undead. I thought Fey was on the list as well. Channel divinity.
I think it's only for ancients that they get Fey.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
You do not.
Okay.
Now that that thing is dead, anyway. I guess the bones go a little bit, but it's definitely done for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Feeling resolute and finding out that answer, he'll go ahead and kind of shoulder the sword and take a couple more practice swings with it, so it's not like axe techniques. He's trying to work out the sword techniques. And then once it looks like everybody's ready, Sirg will join the group as well and head out.
All right. So, carrying on, you come upon this kind of very suddenly. It's dark in the room ahead of you, and then when you cross the threshold into the room, it's no longer dark. It's really, really bright. And inside, you see. Actually, as soon as you cross that threshold, Nock, you feel your connection to magic just vanish immediately. And Sirg, you feel your connection to the divine also pretty much just stop from going from like a torrent to a trickle. And all your items that are like icy or flaming or whatever else just become normal, dull sort of weapons.
Oh shit! It's the wrath of the game master.
I feel
you look into this
very
room,
much like
standing there,
naked at this point.
As we step through, without even thinking about it,
Yeah.
Sirg will mutter, "Odin's eyes are no longer upon us."
So
Or
seeing
I.
This
in
is not good.
room, there is a wall of ice, and in the center of this wall of ice is a Jotun, probably standing about 50 feet tall. He's got this really dramatic sort of horned helmet, and his sword is raised above his shoulder like this, as if he's about to attack. But he's frozen solid in the ice, and on either side of him are two normal-sized Jotuns, about 30 feet tall each. They're just stuck in this ice, but you can see their eyes moving as you move in. They can look in your direction, but they're definitely stuck there.
I imagine I lost my connection to magic as well.
You did, yes. Sorry.
And the larger one in the ice, is he dressed differently than the others?
Yeah, so he has this very ornate sort of black plate armor that he's wearing, and his helmet is very, very ornate. Big curled horns, sort of black and gold. Definitely seems like an important dude.
It seems we found your frost giant king.
You hear this
Perhaps.
voice boom. So anyone who speaks Jotun will understand. Anybody who doesn't won't. He says, "Humans, free me. I will reward you."
Insight?
Sure, it's hard to read.
I don't have any languages written down. Do bards get languages? They don't, do they?
So, let's see, that's an 11.
No, you have no idea.
Um,
I am your master. Free me, and you will be greatly rewarded.
It would seem
wishes
that
to
the
be
person
freed.
trapped in ice is in no position to be giving orders. I kind of chuckle. Physically superior to something that's frozen in ice for a change.
Do you understand him, Knock?
Oh, if he says it in Jotun, actually, I wouldn't. I don't even think I have comprehend languages.
you have no magic in here, though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I do have comprehend languages, but I do not have a spell. So basically, it's only the people that speak Jotun can
Yeah,
actually commentate.
Cyril will comment. He wishes to be freed. He says that he will reward us.
What?
Huh?
Huh.
I have no desire to see a Jotun freed.
Neither do I.
I'll poke the ice with my spear just to see if anything happens.
Nothing. Not even a scratch.
Now, if we were to create, say, a tavern or an inn that the ale was cooled by the Jotun, I think that would have some novelty to it. I think we could do very well with this.
Frost giant.
I am Ymir, god king of the Jotun. I am trapped. My corporeal form unable to leave. Free me, and I will reward you greatly.
Do we have any sort of indication as to where this ice might have came from or how it developed in this room?
No.
Cyril will respond back in Jotun. How should I go about freeing you?
Good. You are listening. It will require flames. Many flames.
Okay. In common to the party, he says it's going to take lots of flames. I believe we have to carry mundane fire in here to melt him.
That's
Do you
presupposing that we want to do such a thing.
Yeah.
Do you think
That's
you could, why would we do that? Yeah.
I'll
I was
ask
going
him.
to say, if we know how it's defeated, we can just avoid that tactic.
Yeah, we can't just leave him there if this
I'll-
castle is to be ours. We must.
So there's also
I think it's a lovely decoration. It's like statuary. Do you know how much gold someone would pay to have such a thing made? Well, we just have it there in the flesh.
on either side of this room, on the right and left hand side, there's a corridor leading away.
I'll ask Ymir and Jotun how he came to be trapped in this ice, if he is truly the king of the Jotun.
The Aesir came and defeated us. Locked me here. They could not destroy me, so they imprisoned me. Near 10,000 years. My kind is almost extinct. My works lie in ruins. My teachings forgotten. This cannot stand. I do not wish to harm. I lost the war the Aesir have won. I simply wish to reunite my remaining children and retreat from this world.
That seems a fair compromise.
And what of those that are mixed blood? Are they allowed to stay if they so choose?
next blood?
Hal Jotun.
You may do whatever you wish. You are not Jotun.
What the hell is he saying? What's going on?
Oh,
You
there's
guys hear like a
Yeah.
it sounds like granite
He-
falling.
Yeah, I have a clue what the hell is being said.
He wishes to be freed. His desire is to take the remaining Jotun and leave this world. Half Jotun will be given a choice.
Do you think he can be believed? I kind of like the dwarf's idea of the Jotun chilled beer.
I mean, we'll have to work on the name for the establishment.
I'm not opposed to it either. Let me
Who
think
knows?
on this.
Who
Now
knows?
that he's talked a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and do an insight on him. 19?
All right, so it's super hard to know what's going on, and that like he's not moving his face at all, so there's no tells or anything. It's just a disembodied voice, you know, so it's very hard to know if he's legit or not.
Well, I mean, the idea of a world without Jotun sounds great, but no offense, guys, but
I'll say to the rest of the party, who knows how many other Jotun or Jotun of the past reside in this place. If he would take them with him, that would certainly make clearing this place far easier for us.
that's if he can be trusted. I mean, we're just supposed to take him at his word that we free him and he'll take his Jotun buddies and fuck off? What's to say he doesn't just smash us into fucking little bits first? What's to say they don't bring their vengeance down upon mankind?
It's hard to tell if he's telling the truth or lying.
He's a Jotun.
I am a god.
so
I can give you
he's-
anything you wish. Yet they bound me here with runes and ice. They deadened the weave of magic here. I am powerless to escape.
Who bound him here? How did he get stuck here in the first place? If he's supposed to be a god.
The Escher.
The Aesir.
So the Aesir are like the Norse gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why would we want to piss off the Aesir by letting him go?
That's a fair point.
Gods, I'll go.
Looking around,
Walk
do you
away.
think we
I'll
could just?
start looking around.
This is a chamber, or this isn't a chamber of the keep, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's like this. It's not even like doesn't seem to be like a throne room or anything. It's just like quite a large room. That he's
Must be large. He's 50 feet tall and he can stand
Yeah.
up in here.
The ceiling is way above you.
And he's swinging a weapon.
Right. Maybe we
Uh,
should just. I mean, I was thinking about the possibility of just collapsing this place down upon them, but
Who knows? That could undo the bindings that hold them here. I wouldn't even bother to do such a thing. I think this would be just a lovely keg room.
The voice says, "There is an Alfer here, working to keep me here."
Where?
Corridor. To the left. Your left.
Sirg moves immediately to the corridor to the left. Doesn't say anything to anybody or explain anything.
hey,
Same
wait,
here.
where are you going? What did he say?
Alfir.
I'll follow Sirg.
Follow on.
He says Alfir and spits as he goes and just draws the sword and starts bearing down on the hallway.
Well, I guess he knows how to push your buttons.
All right. So as you're walking, you cross the threshold into this hallway, and a bell rings. Bing.
Is
And
the
then
the connection to magic still gone as we cross this threshold?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So it's actually feels pretty great. You walk across this threshold, and immediately it just all comes back to you. You feel like you're useful again.
Yeah, because I would not feel useful at all.
Yeah. So yeah, there's this long corridor that stretches down. At the end, you can see quite a bright room, just the doorway to a bright room, and you can hear like bubbling and stuff coming from it.
So what's this, Sirg? We leave the Giant King there and we just go kill the Alpha? Is that the plan?
That is my plan.
So
This Alfir is
pre-combat,
called a fear. I'll
Pre-
have its skull.
pre-combat, I'm gonna cast haste on Aragast as we're walking. And
Okay, sure.
maintain concentration on that.
All right, so you get to the end of the corridor, and there's another quite a large circular room with sort of tables all over the place, but they're Jotun size, so they're probably about 11 feet high off the ground. Um, there are also some human-sized tables in here, or normal tables, I guess. And on them is lots of like alchemical equipment, stuff like that. And in the center of the room is this Kaldalfer. He's wearing black robes, and he's very carefully pouring one test tube into another.
Okay. I'll throw my fucking axe at him.
Actually, I'm gonna charge in there before.
So you're just
I was
gonna
say,
charge?
I've gotten used to the axe throw opening, so I'm letting the axe fly, and then I will charge after the axe goes in. That way, he's gonna be axe giant.
Okay. All right, so let's do initiative.
Initiative there first. Alright. I'm on 10.
$22.
Okay, and I'm just missing. No, not missing anybody. So, 14. All right, so you can go ahead and throw your axe, Ian, before we start, and then we'll go into initiative.
Oh, okay. I miss. That's an 11.
Yeah, way past. All right, Seer, you were charging, so I'll get you to go as well.
Okay. I'm actually going to do the unstoppable charge and try and lay into him.
Sure.
16 to hit.
No, so you got to charge into this guy, and he just deftly steps out of the way, and then it's going to go into initiative. So, Tostig, you are first to act.
Okay, I'll follow on as close as possible after Sierg, and just go in with this sword, which seems to be working well for me. And well, I shan't actually hit him. I'm just going to threaten him with it. I don't know how.
Wave it menacingly.
Yeah, is he one of the elf here that we've fought
He is
previously?
totally white-skinned Alpha with scars
Alright.
marking his face.
These are nasty bastards, really, aren't they? So yeah, forget
He's
about
dressed
that.
in
He's
these.
Kaldafir.
Yeah, he is dressed in these dramatic sort of black robes.
I'll try and take him out then in that case. High shot, low shot. Try and vary it up a bit.
Okay.
That's 16, and that'll be a miss. 16 and 4. Yeah, 16, 14. Those misses I would
Okay, yeah,
imagine.
those both miss. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, he's quick.
way too quick. Yeah. So he will go next, and at this sudden assault, we'll say, "Do anyone speak Alpha?"
Nope.
Not I.
Okay, well then he shouts something,
Let me
and then he starts
double-check.
playing.
I don't think I do. Because originally, I think if I remember right, we had this conversation. You were like, "No, that doesn't work."
Yeah, it wouldn't be likely that anyone would.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like maybe Nock would, because he's an arcane dude, but other than that. Okay, so he shouts something in your direction, and it's sort of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He puts his hands up, and then he flies up into the air.
Did you say knock wood?
I do have the mainland English though, or Elvish though.
Okay,
If
you can
that's
get
any help.
Give just a flat intelligence check and see if you can figure it out.
Okay. Let's see. 18 plus. So 19.
Yeah, okay, so you can figure little parts out, and it's mostly like a, what the fuck are you doing? What the hell? What's happening here? And then he just casts a spell and flies up into the air.
Okay.
So you instantly know that the way he's speaking even is very different to the other Keldar you've met who have been like shockingly arrogant and,
Mm-hmm.
very well spoken.
Soon they'll all be speaking the language of the dead.
Good one, Arnie. All right, so after him, it's going to be Nock. Oh, sorry, Seer.
Okay. He's up in the air. How high up is he?
Like, what's the speed of flight? 30 feet. So 30 feet.
You said 30 feet?
Does anyone know offhand what the speed of fly is? Because I don't. I think it's 30.
30,
I think
60.
it's a little bit speed, but
In past editions,
Yeah, okay.
it's been 60 feet.
It's 60?
60 in past editions, like 3rd edition, I believe it was 60 feet. And Pathfinder.
Let me look, because my spell sheet has one for every class. So.
Okay.
Let's see. Fly. There's jump.
it is 60.
Yeah,
60.
60.
Okay. So then he goes up really, really quickly up into the air, and he's still kind of saying like, "Whoa, whoa, what the hell are you doing? What the hell? Let's calm down here. Talk about this like reasonable people."
I say to Cirque, you may want to stay your hand.
So Sirg will take the sword and just plant it in the ground, and he's gonna try to communicate with him as best as possible. So in Elvish, he's like, "I will have your skull," and just pulls out the bow and lines up one shot on him.
God damn it, Sig.
Hey, it's his refugee background. That's his
Yeah.
sworn enemy, Kaldafir. So
Fair enough. Go
let's
ahead and take a
see.
shot.
17 to hit.
Yes, that'll connect.
Okay. 9 points of normal damage and 6 points of cold.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So you smack him with an arrow. He has to make a save, right?
No, he's fine. He doesn't need a save or anything for that.
No, I mean
Oh,
concentration.
for the fly. Yeah, he does.
Is it? I didn't realize fly was concentration.
It is, yeah. I think so. I assume so.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So, yeah. So you smack him with that, but he manages to maintain his concentration. Stays flying. Do you have another attack, or?
No.
Okay, sure.
Well, I do, but I'm only taking one.
All right. Knock, you're next.
All right, so I'm kind of like just flailing my arms. Wait, hold. I mean, because clearly he hasn't done anything aggressive. We burst and attack him, and the one spell he's cast is to get away, and like he's not doing anything aggressive. I'm kind of just like putting up my hands and placating gesture to the party, to guy flying up, and I'm kind of just like walking toward him with like my hands out. And like basically, I'm taking out runes to be able to do the comprehend languages ritual.
Okay.
And like calmly on the table where he was working thereabouts.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That takes 10 minutes to do a ritual, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So then it is. I don't have you in the initiative as well, there. That's what I'm missing. No, you're 10. I do have you.
10.
Aragast, you're next.
All right. Before I go, did you still cast haste on me?
I did, and I am still concentrating on it.
Okay.
But I'm also not moving into an AOE sort of area of the party, understanding such spells. So, yeah.
All right. So he's about 60 feet up. He spoke some Elvish gibberish, which I have no idea what he said. Nock is trying to get us to stop, but at the same time, I've heard this Jotun king say that this elf is imprisoning him, and I have these mixed feelings, but I'm going to try to attack him anyhow. So I'll throw my spear up at him, and at that range it's going to have disadvantage. So for the first attack, I throw it at him, and that would be a 22.
Yep, that'll hit.
And that would be 19 damage.
Okay.
Does he lose concentration or anything?
Find out. No, he's good.
Alright, and then I'll use my bonus action to summon the spear back to my hand, and I throw it at him again.
Okay.
And that one's only going to be a 10.
Alright, so it skitters past him and flies across the other side of the room somewhere.
And then with my other action for haste, I'm going to try to cast a firebolt at him.
Okay.
Which is also going to go way wide.
Yeah, he kind of swats it to the side as it comes towards him. Oswalder.
Right, so he's 60 feet up. I'd already thrown my axe at him and missed, so I haven't recovered that yet. I'm just thinking I could do this or that. I will. Comprehend languages just means that I can understand something. It doesn't mean that they can understand me, correct? No.
Comprehend means, yeah, you can understand.
It's tongues to speak with them.
Yeah. Well, and it's only myself, right? Yeah, the range is just self. No, I'm going to do Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
So I unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature I can see within range. If he can hear me, though he need not understand me, he must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. DC is 12.
Nails it.
Okay. Well then. So that didn't do anything.
Okay.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to give some inspiring words to Serg so he can get advantage. Or, well, no, sorry, he gets Bardic Inspiration, D8. So, yeah.
Okay, sure. So back to the top then with Tostig. You're muted there, Wade.
Thank you. He's out of sword range, so I'll just step back and watch the fun and games.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the doorway just in case he's got some friends.
Sure, no problem. Sirg?
He's still at 60, right?
He is, yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to line up shots on him then. I'm going to take 2 attacks this time.
Okay.
The first one is probably not going to hit. Let me double check the math on that. 11. So yeah, totally not going to happen. The second one is 23, however.
Okay. So that would hit. Shield is +5. 17 plus still wouldn't work. Okay. Yep. Go through.
Okay. And that's going to be.
Don't forget you have inspiration.
10. Yep, I'm using the inspiration for damage. So 16 points of normal damage and 3 points of cold.
Okay. Very nice. So he goes next, and he kind of waves his arms around quite a bit, and he's incanting something. And then with a flash, all these effects happen at once. So suddenly there's a bunch of them floating up there, and they all have this stony skin, all at the same time. And he looks down and he says, he's just gesturing wildly, you to stop fucking fighting him. And so he flies another 60 up. So then, it's Knock.
All right, I'm still communing with my runes to comprehend what he's saying.
All right. Aragast?
All right, so he's kind of outside of my range now. I use my first and second action both to try to cast Firebolt at him. Even though he's trying to be peaceful, I don't really trust him. He's an elf, and yeah, so both of those are going to miss pretty bad because my spellcasting ability is pretty shitty. So
Okay.
I'll use a bonus action and recall my spear, and I'm still just kind of looking up at him, trying to get a kill.
Okay. Oswalder?
I'll walk over, pick up my hand axe, put it back on my belt, walk over towards the dwarf, say, "What the hell are you doing?" Because I can't do shit now against him, so...
Alright, Tostig again? Just chilling? Alright, I think nobody can affect him at this stage, right? He's too far away. You can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I got a
Let's go to
longbow.
Tig.
I can affect him, but I'm pretty poor at it.
Okay, and all right. So Seerg is going to go ahead and line up more shots on him with the bow.
Yep, go ahead.
So 23 for the first one, and 17 for the second.
Okay. Yep, both hits.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. I have to
and I'm
do-
gonna.
He's got mirror image, so I have to see if it's the goons or not. So the first one is 8, right?
Correct.
That's a 1, so that one hits. The second one then is an 11, I think. That's an 8, so both hit.
Okay. So I'm going to expend two smites, one for each attack, both level 2. Because I want his skull. I'm not kidding.
I think that smite has to be melee.
Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure that's the case too, because
I
I
think
was thinking that they hosed the ranged paladin because it doesn't exist.
Oh, shoot. It is. There is no ranged
Yeah.
paladin in this edition. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm just going to yell, like, incoherently in Elven at him, get down here and face me like a man, as I'm just launching arrows at him. So the damage becomes, let's see, 15 points of regular damage, and 6 points of cold for the first round. Second round of attacks are 8 damage normal, 1 cold.
Okay, nice. So on his turn, he waves his hands around some more. All of the doubles doing the same. And at the end, he says, "Stop! Stop! Why are you attacking me? I'm simply working here. What the hell are you doing?"
Is he saying this in elf?
He's saying it now in a language you understand.
Our native tongues.
Yes, for each of you, whatever that is.
So I stopped my ritual now that I can understand him, and vice versa. I rolled and just passing knowledge as far as Arcana to see like how potent of a caster he is. I have a 26 on that check. So just to see like how bad he could have just smashed us.
He is shockingly, embarrassingly potent. Capable of 9th level spells.
Yeah. So I kind of I communicate that he there really isn't much that we could have done against him, and yet he chose to not attack us. With the magics he's casting, we could all very well be dead as of now.
So you would recognize what happened with the sudden burst of magic was he stopped time, cast some spells on himself. So he's really good at magic. So he says, "Stop. I mean you no harm. I'm simply here making sure that giant king doesn't get out of here."
Yeah, oh yes, he tried to negotiate for his freedom with us.
Not surprising. You're not the first group of entrepreneurial adventurers to come in here and try and free him. Many of them have had to take care of. I don't want to do the same with you.
I kind of fingered the runes on the table. Who said I was trying to free him? My colleagues, on the other hand, maybe not so wise.
You have some kind of counteroffer for us, Kaldolf?
Yes, why should we trust you? How do we know you're any better than them?
Are you idiots? The last time that the Jotun ruled this world, all humankind was enslaved for thousands of years. Not just humans, us too.
And your people
Ymir
killed
is-
my family. I will not forgive you. And he's going to draw again.
God damn it, Seer. Alright, go ahead.
He's going to stay the arrow for a moment, but he's like full dead drawn, pointing at one of the clones up there in the air, waiting for an excuse for him to not release the arrow at this point. Like, you can clearly see inside his eyes this like amount of hatred that you've... Like, Sirg has gone beyond rational, normal Sirg. He's just filled with rage at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to have a problem, Elf. This keep is ours now, and it's infested not only with a giant king, but also you.
It's yours now.
Yes.
And who made that so?
We did.
Right. I have no problem with you ruling this place. You just cannot free the giant king.
So
I don't
does
know.
he have to stay here, or can you take him with you?
Hardly going to carry him.
Where else?
Well, I hear that mammoth make pretty good pack animals for moving large burdens.
Did you just walk through that room? Did you see the 50-foot Jotun in that room, covered in tons of ice?
Mammoths, multiple. Sure, they have great hauling capacity.
Now look, you can do whatever you want with this castle. It's not a problem. I have many other places I could be. What you cannot do is release that king.
How do we destroy him?
If you destroy him, he'll be a god again. Killing his corporeal form will do no good. Furthermore, you can't kill his corporeal form. No one can. That's why he's imprisoned. They tried. Even the Aesir, the gods tried, and they couldn't do it. There's some sort of secret, something with his heart. I don't know what. I've been here a long time trying to figure it out.
I think it's time for a huddle, guys.
Huddle away.
I think Lord Gunn's kind of fucking screwed us over here, don't you?
I don't think he knew.
So is the group huddling near Sirg? Because he's not moving.
Yeah, we'll move
Like,
the
you go,
huddle
let's
over to
huddle,
Sirg.
and then you notice that Sirg doesn't come to the huddle.
Do you want to attack Zerg? You can go ahead.
No, he's holding it.
Okay.
Because
Sir.
he's got
Sir.
he's got the fact that the Aesir trapped him in Odin's Aesir, so
Yeah.
he's got that kind of dilemma that's staying him at this point.
Gotcha.
Serg, he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Do you want to join us for a moment?
Surely that must be making your arm tired.
He's gonna kind of like grumble and then like ease back the bow's tension, and then put the arrow back and head over to the huddle. I do not trust him.
Nor do I.
Nor do I.
Do we trust the giant god and President Ice over him? I mean, our options seem rather limited at this point. We're on both ends of things. We're dealing with powers that we can't possibly comprehend.
I think this whole castle has been a bust.
I would trust the god before I trusted an Alfir, Caldafir.
As would I.
Well, things, as history recalls, did not go so well when Jotun did rule the lands.
Yes, but if you can believe him, he doesn't want to rule this land. He simply wants to survive like any would.
And if we believe the elf, apparently this god is to be the undoing of the land. So we're kind of very much screwed out of this. And a freed giant god is something well beyond what we can what we can handle when we couldn't kill this elf who's quite the powerful caster in his own right. As good as I am with magics, he's many, many times greater than me. Take that into account.
Mm.
So the elf are called Dan. I do have a proposition for you.
We're all ears.
Speak.
We could move him, but I would need to bring brethren of mine here. More sorcerers like I.
I don't look happy about this.
Why didn't you do that
Messengers.
earlier? And where would you take him?
We would imprison him way, way up in the frozen north. We would simply move him and all of the ice and the Jotun with him. We would prepare a place in Kaldalfer lands and we would bring him there.
You know, here would be a place to keep a watch over him. We would know where he is. If there's no danger of his escaping.
Are you looking to form an allegiance with the elves?
I
I don't
am
like
keen
that
to
idea.
solve two burdens with one move. Should we free the god, he will give us anything. We can simply wish the Kaldafir to no longer exist. He will take his giants and leave this place.
If
And
he is to be trusted by his word.
I still don't believe it.
He's a warrior.
And I nod.
He's a Jotun.
Even according to the songs and tales, Jotun warriors had honor amongst them as well.
Well, I know that the elf that is free and able to move about and to cast quite great magics didn't do us any harm with those magics. The god that's imprisoned, the giant god that's imprisoned that could move, he's promised us boons, but who knows what he would do once he's freed. So that's something to think on.
What do you say? It seems like a reasonable deal, no?
So what do you want in exchange?
Yeah, that's a
Ensuring
good-
that Ymir is not freed is enough. I'll simply have to bring some of my brethren in here. I would expect no resistance from you if this were the case. If you were to interrupt the ritual at all, there could be dire consequences. You'll need to be unarmed.
Your brethren have been trying to kill us for several days.
Well, you are in our lands, and we hunt humans and Jotun and everything there is. This is the Kalafer way.
What you claim to be your lands was my home. For hundreds of years we were left untouched and unbothered by your kind until they came in like a pack of wolves to feast upon the flesh of my nephews and nieces. Do not lie to me like a snake. And he's going to spit.
We Kalafer seek perfection in all things. That includes more land and more dominion over those who are beneath us, like you.
Come down here and say that.
No. I didn't get to be
Darkness, he
this
is a
powerful by
coward.
making stupid mistakes. Now, look, I wish you no harm. I just need to ensure that Ymir is not freed.
How much time will you need?
I will need to call them, they will need to come, and the ritual will take approximately a full day.
Which we will not disarm ourselves.
I cannot allow even the slightest risk to this ritual. If you were to hurt one of us in the middle of this ritual, the consequences could involve the freeing of Ymir. And that could involve the destruction of the world as you know it.
Perhaps we could leave for a time and return. What do you think, Serg?
I think you have made your decision. And Sirga will just leave the room.
And as Serg leaves, I'll follow him, and I'll say in Jotun, are we to trust this Caldefir filth?
No.
I look at Nock and Tostig and say, well, I think that went rather well, yeah?
As well as can be expected, at least, with the way Cirque goes on and on about Caldefir, this and that.
How long will it take your brethren to get here, Elf? Yo, Kaldolf, I'm talking to you.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
How long will it take your brethren to get here?
It depends on the brethren. Some of them will walk, I assume. Others will simply teleport here. It depends.
Give me your best estimate, then.
A week, perhaps.
Having left the room, I'd like to approach Ymir again and say, and kind of talk with him in Jotun.
Sure.
And approaching him, I would say, Ymir, they plan to move you, to isolate you from our kind.
You spoke with the Elfer, and he is
The
still alive?
The Elfer spoke with us.
Why is he not dead?
Apparently he has abilities beyond what you told us.
You are weak. If you are weak, I have no use for you.
Do the Jotun not value intelligence?
We do.
They will be performing a ritual to move you. They cannot be disturbed or else it risks your freeing.
Interesting. And you must disturb the ritual.
And if we free you, you'll destroy them?
Will. The Elfer are my most hated enemies.
And then you are sworn to leave this place and go to a new land.
We will go to another plane far away from here. I simply want to be reunited with my kind. There are a precious few of us left.
Indeed.
Back in the other room, I'm just saying to the Kaldolf, we'll be back in 10 days.
Very good. I will summon my brethren and we will move Ymir as soon as possible.
Look at Tostig and Nock. Anything else, or should we go follow the others?
Well, is there anything else? You've been in this castle for a time. Is there anything else of note that we should venture to investigate here out of there?
Yes, down, way down below, there is the remains of what was once the human, I suppose you would call it, magic. They had an academy here, they had a great library. When they were trying to defeat Ymir and his kin. The war was a long war and a slow one. They spent years trying to figure out a way to actually destroy him. That's why he's frozen.
Well, that would be of interest for sure.
Well, we haven't finished searching upstairs yet. Yeah.
All right. This is true.
Yeah. Don't want
But
to leave anything open behind us that we can handle.
we have two half-young. There aren't many things other than a Kaldoffer Archmage that can stand before us.
Hmm.
I am glad you decided to listen to reason. So many of your human kin have come here and died at my hand.
I think you would find me quite reasonable, because obviously strength of arm is not going to be my strong suit.
You seem an intelligent fellow.
Thank you. It was good to not die by your magics.
Perhaps I could teach you if you should come with us into the north.
That's an interesting proposition. I would enjoy that. See another land and learn from other magics. What say you, Toasting?
I'm not going with you.
Ah,
You'll be on your own then. Knock.
here I thought you were a most hale and hearty companion.
I have my limits.
So Ymir says to the two Jotun, if you can find a way to interrupt the ritual, I'll be free. I reward you greatly for your service to Jotun kind. Although you're not fully blooded Jotun, you at least have some spark within you. You'll be greatly rewarded. And we will go to a new plane, perhaps back to Jotunheim.
The room that we're in, are there any hiding places for stuff?
Sorry?
The room that we're in, is there anywhere that I could clearly hide something?
Sure. Yeah, there's plenty of like nooks and crannies, broken bits of furniture, stuff like that lying around.
Okay. I'm going to select a place and then go ahead and cover up a hand axe inside there.
Okay, sure. What even would you call it to hide something good?
I'd assume it's probably stealth. That's how you
let's do stealth.
hide weapons on yourself.
Sure.
Is there a sleight of hand, or I think there might be a sleight of hand too.
Yeah, that's your sleight of hand.
Oh, is it? Yeah, actually, you're right. Okay. 14.
Sorry?
14.
Okay. Alright, you sequester it somewhere.
Okay. Then I will go join Aragast as well and wait for the others.
Okay. The Kaldoffer says to you guys, I will summon my brethren immediately, but I do need a guarantee from you that you'll not come and try to harm me again. Just leave me to my work. There is great danger if you were to interrupt me.
I have no quarrel with you, as you've seen.
Good. It is your Jotun brethren that I worry about, or your half Jotun, whatever sort of half caste they are.
Yes, their decisions can trouble me at times as well.
Good.
We shall
Well, then,
try our best to persuade them.
hopefully I'll never see you again. I wish you luck in this castle. Whatever's left of it is haunted ruin. Make the best of it.
Haunted, lovely, lovely. Should do well by us when we have a nice haunted castle there, Toastic. All right, so I'll make my slow way out of the room back to the half Jotun.
Okay. So as you walk through the room with Ymir, you hear this sort of gravelly groan as you walk by. He's clearly trying to talk to you, but you don't speak Jotun, so you just hear like a.
What do we hear him saying?
You can hear him say, "You there, weak one." But that's all he says, because Nock doesn't really respond.
I'll turn to Knock. He's calling for you.
Oh, is he? Is he now? What does he have to say?
I will turn to Ymir and say, he does not speak the language. I will translate for him.
This one has some sort of knowledge of the arcane. Perhaps you can find a way to ensure the ritual does not go ahead. As you can feel, there is no magic in this room. It has been totally removed, deadened, the connection to the weave severed. I would be very careful when making deals with this alpha.
And as he's saying this, I'll kind of turn towards Nock and say, the magic you've taught me, I feel its absence in this room.
As do I. As do I. But again, I reiterate the fact that we know we've dealt with the elf, and he was powerful enough to kill all of us out of hand with his magics. I could sense
Not
it.
in this room.
Not in this room, but we have an imprisoned giant, god of giants here. Who knows what his actions actually will be once he has his freedom?
I'm just curious what sort of hold he has, how he has made this sanctuary free of magic.
Could be some quirk of the actual room itself, maybe.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't like this always. Otherwise, the giant would not have imprisoned himself here.
So there actually are runes kind of holding things as they are?
Yeah, so he's basically, if you can imagine, there's this like full floor-to-ceiling wall of ice, and imprisoned is, Ymir with a sword raised right above his head, and just his eyes are able to move. And behind him on either side are two, normal size but still pretty huge Jotun, similarly armed and arrayed. And the surface of the ice is totally flat and clear, but there are runes carved along the entire bottom and across the entire top of it as well.
Yeah, I'm going to look very closely at the runes and sort of see if I can make sense of them, see if they tell a narrative or anything like that.
Sure. Let's do Arcana.
Okay.
Yes, whether you trust the giant or trust the elf, either way, this magic might be important to learn.
Alright, so that's a 21 on the Arcana.
Okay. So these are runes of binding, but also what you would think, what you've kind of been, it's kind of above you at this stage, but sort of a way of banishing magic from an area, creating a field that dispels all kind of magic instantly. Snuffs out any connection to the weave.
So
But interesting is that not only does it do that, it also severs the connection between servants of the gods and the gods themselves. This is like a black hole for magic.
Remember the fact that our own Pathian has bound him here. Why would we want to free him?
Yeah, so the Aesir have bound him here. The Aesir are like the most noble of the gods, so they're split between Aesir and Vanir, and like Aesir would be like Odin and so on. So the big guys,
Right.
Yeah.
The Vanir would be kind of the lower tier gods.
Well, Aesir are
They're kind of evil, actually.
yeah.
So if Aesir's the kin of Aesir have seen him to be here, why would we want to act against the gods? I still don't understand your need to side with this. Since it seems
Who said that we're siding with this? Are you putting words in my mouth?
to
I
free him.
merely asked what magic holds him here.
You're ultimately looking to free him, to find a way to do so. And I think that could be a catastrophic decision.
What is catastrophic about annihilating a race that's designed and has intent to wipe out all others? Everything that is below them.
Sure, he may keep good on that word, and he may go above and beyond his word.
His offer stands to kill them. All of them. And move on to another plane.
Knock, either deal that might be made is a deal with the devil. It just comes down to which devil you want to deal with.
I would go with the devil that had the freedom of choice to attack us and did not, versus someone that we don't know his true intentions. The intent of the elf was set on by not attacking us out of hand, being able to, and not doing so.
What are you
Whereas
prattling about? Ymir shouts.
This, we don't know what he would actually do once freed.
In Jotun, we are seeking to enlighten him to reason.
And in Jotun, I'll say, this child is trying to sway us to his cause.
I find the prospect of a world rid of Jotun and Alfer that most interesting. Perhaps, if this Ymir can be trusted, that is our best chance at achieving this.
If we go with the Alfir, or the Kaldafir,
I don't trust
Say
the
they
God
move.
at all.
say they move him. Say someone else comes along and frees him. Wouldn't it be more practical to have someone with better judgment skills be the one to have their wishes granted by freeing him?
That's
If-
another
If they take him to Kaldafir lands, a strong enough Kaldafir could rise up and simply release him anyways. And do the same thing that I suggest, but to humans.
If
only-
we free Ymir and he betrays us, at worst we die in glorious battle, a quick death against a god. If we aid these elves and they betray us, we'll live with that shame. Unless they torture us and eat us, like so many other villages we've seen destroyed by their kind.
Well, I did not sign on to meet my end at the hands of a giant god. So, again, I would be against that course of action.
You can always piss yourself and run away again, Nuck.
That's true, I can, but my legs are too short. I can't run nearly fast enough. Although now I do have that lovely haste incantation that it can make me move a little bit quicker.
You yammer like ignorant children. What are you doing?
Well, I
Well,
So, like, I guess that's what Seerg and Aragos hear. The rest of you just hear like.
yeah, of course. I've been swayed. I'll go with Sirig and Aragast's plan. That's if we're taking a vote on it, I will vote to support their idea. I don't trust Kaldolf at all.
Well, there is a saying, the evil that you know.
And
We know his actions.
My head hurts. I need more time to think. I'll walk back out of the room.
I'll turn to Asvelder and knock and say, so what deal was struck with the elf? And I'll spit.
Oh, we told them we'd leave and come back in 10 days after they've had time to do their ritual and move this thing.
You know, I'm gonna go out into the hall and do some augury on this, for lack of anything better.
Yes, diviner, do your divining thing.
after he leaves, Sirik will make an offhanded comment. He'll say, if Odin wishes him not to be freed, then he will stay my hand himself.
So what's this augury you're doing?
And Odin strikes you dead.
Let's see. So it's literally just I have the augury tools and I'm just casting bones.
Okay.
I'll add the
So-
frost giant bone to the augury and yeah.
Okay.
So
And what are you looking for in an answer? Like, are you looking for advice on which option to take?
yeah, and it basically sort of what is the most divine sanctioned sort of what the Acer would want us to do.
Okay. So let's do an Arcana roll, and we'll see how it goes.
Alright, let's see. Goes away in the voice. Okay, that's a 21.
Okay. So the augury is not very clear, but you get the distinct impression from the way the bones fall. They're pointing more in the direction of the room of the Kaldalf than Ymir. The bones lie in a certain way that almost look like an arrow, but it's very hard to know. Not quite clear.
Well, I mean, that sort of reaffirms my gut intuition of it all. And so that makes up my mind.
What of the other path that came off this room? There was an elf in one room. What about the other direction? Would we be foolish not to check that out as well?
I'd forgotten about that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Once Nog returns, I suggest we go that way.
The Kaldov said it would take probably at least a week before all of his brethren could be here to do their rituals, so we have plenty of time to check out the rest of this castle as we wish, I'd say.
Yeah. So perhaps
Indeed.
find another solution to this.
We may find signs that betray the words of either party.
Mm.
What will we tell this thing in the meantime? He seems quite impatient.
We tell him that we'll help him.
What king is not?
He's waited 10,000
Let's-
years. Another 10
Let us just simply exit the room. It's not
Okay.
like he can come after us.
You fuckers!
And I'll speak in Yodin to Ymir before I leave. Is there anything else in your palace we could use to help free you? Something we should find.
I don't know. I've been in prison here for a very long time. The humans, worthless cattle. They had an academy down below. Maybe there you'll find some secrets about my imprisonment.
We'll be back then.
All right. So that seems like a good stopping point, maybe.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. So otherwise, we'll go to another floor and there'll be a bunch of more stuff. So, so I think that's a good place we can think about it as well. You can think about it rather. What the hell you're going to do in the situation. So, yeah. Thank you very much for playing, everybody. It was actually really fun today. I think you guys did really well. Nice discussions and stuff. And thank you for watching, whoever you are, one viewer. I like you. And,
Probably Andrew
yeah.
Knapp.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I was going to say, we got Q&A up. No questions yet.
No cues.
All right, so- Thank you to Dan Harsh, to Drop Dice, to Fantastic Dimensions, to Ian Whitey, and to Ryan Nerdarchy. And thank you for watching.